So I'm Maureen Benevent, and I started working at Starbucks 2 years ago, and that's actually the reason why I am the way I am now. It was because of all the waste that I was seeing. Like, we'll take the caps off of like cartons and just throw them away, and then once we're done with the milk cartons, we just squish them, and it's it takes 5 minutes to use most of the things at our work. And so the reason that I am zero waste ish, I still have my parents buy groceries, so that's really hard, is because your purchasing power is so say I don't want to support a certain company, and I stop supporting them and I get other people to support them, then that, or to not support them, that company's then going to start changing because we're not supporting them anymore, and they're okay, I guess we need to change. And I think that's kind of what started the straw thing. The waste with Starbucks is just even though they've tried to make better recyclable plastics, it's still a huge issue. If a cup falls on the floor, we just chuck it. People chuck stuff. People don't know how to use the compost in the store too. People throw plastic in there. It's just not something. I just realized when I was working there, at the very beginning, I was using a plastic cup every day. I was using a plastic fork every day, and I was throwing it away. And I've always been save the earth, the animals kind of person. I used to just recycle everything, thinking that it was recyclable, and that's kind of what started me being educated about recycling. So it was mostly just I was realizing that I wasn't living up to my own standards when I started working at Starbucks, about not using plastic, when I was finding out how much we actually produce and just throw away after dumping white mocha into the tub.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure, that whole brown jug.
So basically Starbucks. I love working for Starbucks, and I still do because it's a good job.
But you know what? It was a realization.
Yeah.
It's fine. If the single-use plastics, how do you find that, and which ones are the most problematic?
Well, my top wasteful plastic things are probably first and foremost single-use plastics. So the cups, plastic cups, and even paper cups. Paper cups are all lined with plastic. Plastic lids, plastic straws, even the little paper sleeves are pretty wasteful, because you normally will recycle that or throw that away with the cup. You don't just use that. You could use that sleeve unless it breaks a couple of times.
Right.
It's best to have your own coffee cup, I would say. But if you're gonna you at least you reuse the sleeve or something, But so I would say coffee cups, plastic and paper, straws, and oh my gosh, there's so much. Toothbrushes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, really?
Toothbrushes are
really bad, huh?
Yeah, because you use it for a few months or so, and then the bristles start to fray unless you just take amazing care of your toothbrush. Or if you have one of those ones that the really nice electric
mechanic,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah, those are actually I would say pretty a lot better, than the ones that you buy at CVS that are packaged in plastic that you're recycling maybe, but you're throwing away.
Right.
We just need to start reverting a little bit back to how things were in maybe the 50s, but not as much with chemicals and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot of chemicals.
Right.
But just the reusables.
The milk bottle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is what you're talking about.
Yes. The milk bottle thing, the metal razor kind of thing.
Right. So
cool.
I was gonna say, what's your opinion on the whole straw, paper straw, plastic straw, metal straw thing? I'm curious.
I'm really happy that people are starting to use paper straws. Like your fave place, Disneyland. That's
yes.
Really
they did something right.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good thing, especially when they offer composting services and composting bags for things like that. I think that's a really good. Yeah. So I think that the paper straws are good. I think they're a step. I don't think they're the solution.
Do you think that metal / hard plastic straws are better?
I wouldn't say. I don't think that hard. I think hard plastic straws are better than the regular plastic straws. I think metal is
the best.
Way better. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we need to produce way less plastic. We already have enough of it.
Yeah.
The hard plastic ones, the Starbucks ones. If you can make something last for a lifetime, or years and years and years and years, that's way better than a single use item. But I bought one of those hard plastic straws when I first started working for Starbucks and wanted to get like a reusable cup, and it ended up rolling out of my car, and I ran it over, and there were like tiny bits of microplastic all over my street because I crushed it with my car. So maybe that's just my problem. Like, I can't not run over my plastic straw. Like, it needs to be metal so I don't run it over. Definitely way better than like a single-use straw.
Like everyone knows how bad the situation has gotten.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are just kind of like, well, if I, if I don't take straws from Starbucks anymore, like, what's that going to do to the landfill?
Mm-hmm.
Can one person make a difference?
I think so. I think, like, obviously, globally, it's not going to dramatically decrease carbon emissions or anything. It's not going to dramatically decrease the amount of plastic and microplastic that have entered the ocean and that are, fish are, like breathing them and eating them, and it's not going to like directly dramatically affect that. But I think just the fact that like there is like a movement of people who are trying to like just reuse everything, like avoid any plastic if they can, and that is like spreading, I think is what will make the difference. And like your purchasing power, like you have like the ability to like not support certain companies, and I think if you like widespread like stop supporting a ton of companies, then they'll change. And I think that's what the difference is like you yourself like are like you're just spreading like your values and like actually living up to them is what is going to make the difference. Just like plastic epidemic, also like people are just being like lied to about like what stuff is made out of, because you think about your clothes, like there's microplastic in your clothes, there's microplastic like going into the ocean when you wash your clothes, there's microplastics like in tampons, like they're made with plastic, and you have plastic sitting like in you and stuff, and you have plastic like thing. Dollar store I hate.
Oh really?
I know crafting people love the dollar store.
I love the dollar store.
I know. I feel like
but there is a lot of plastic and
I mean it's
packaging.
Like cheap stuff is like, I so understand that, like especially people like that don't like can't afford it, like that makes so much sense. Like cheap clothing, like I totally understand that, but we should be making like good quality things like available to people, like people who like wouldn't normally be able to like purchase something like because it costs too much, but it would be better for the earth. Like I feel like we should be making things like that more available.
Sure.
And that's like I have I get a lot of things from Package Free Shop.
Oh
From Lauren Singer is the owner of, or the CEO of that, and her whole thing is like she feels that like everyone in the world should have access to like clean products, like sustainable products. Like it should be everyone's right to choose that, as opposed to like the things that have plastic and like the things that are bad for you.
Super cheap.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's super cool. It be something that is very biodegradable.
I think so.
If it has to be a single-use thing.
I think definitely. I don't think it's the solution. I think the solution is everyone bring their own cups, or just not supporting companies like that, like, produce so much plastic in the first place. Yeah. Because, like if somebody orders like a very, very refresher, we're pouring from this like plastic lined carton into their reusable cup. Still, we're using a bunch of plastic, but good for them. They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think that like compostable things like are a good solution. As long as we're composting them.
Right.
Yeah, and I think we need to like teach people how to compost, because you've seen the compost bag at our store. Nobody knows how to compost. Everyone just thinks it's a trash bag. It says compost and what you can compost on the lid. Nobody reads it. I think there should be like a fat sign. I wanted to make one. I didn't have a compost bin yet. I am saving a bunch of stuff until my dad to make me a compost thing. That's my next step. Yeah. In my journey is to like rotate my own compost bins.
That's so cute. I love that.
It's terrible that I have like I've been saving all the like leaves I've been cutting off my plants in like a bag.
Well, hey,
and, like
they're gonna get composted.
Yeah. I mean they're like rotting though in the bag.
Oh no! I know, like Dad, hurry up!
I got a compost bin now.
How does this affect your adult life? Trying to live like this, what is like a typical day of rain?
Well, my parents were very like, what the heck? Like when I first started like being like, they were just like, this is so annoying. And then my dad actually got an Instagram, and he started seeing like, he's a scuba diver, so he loves like the ocean. and he was like, he followed like 4Ocean that makes those like bracelets. Like he followed them, and he was just seeing pictures of like turtles being suffocated and stuff like that, and so he started to be like, oh, like my daughter's right. So he brings with him to the store, he brings this Whole Foods like reusable bag that you can stuff into like one of those little pouches and tie so it's all small and condensed. I gave him mine. I had that, it was mine, and I gave it to him, and I gave him some cotton produce bags, and if he leaves to go to Safeway before he makes dinner and does not bring those with him, he will come back now.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, but my parents will, my mom especially is like has been like, actually I guess my brother you could say has been like the worst about it.
Well,
he doesn't like, he doesn't understand what I'm saying, I don't think.
Yeah.
But my mom has been like the most like against it. I'm like, we should really use like just like dish towels or like just towels for instead of paper towels. And she's like, no, I like my paper towels. And I'm like, okay. Or she has done a lot like to try though, but my dad's been more so
involved.
Like
that's good.
Yeah. So that's pretty. At first it was like they just thought it was annoying. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What are some of your tips and tricks for a beginner?
So for a beginner, I would say just make everything last throughout the week. Like if you have like I don't know, like it's so this is like another big thing is like when I went like zero waste pretty much, like I just bought so much like stuff. Yeah. Okay. And that is like not necessarily what you like have to do. Like that's not like what zero wasting should be. Zero wasting should be like gathering things you already have. So I would say, like if you have mason jars, do you have mason jars?
Oh yeah.
I would say go bulk shopping. Harvest House is amazing.
Okay.
Harvest House is where I have gotten things to make my own deodorant with a mason jar and like, excuse me, I literally like scooped into my mason jar directly.
Oh.
They let you do that there.
And they're
Whole Foods, they don't let you do that.
Yeah.
They're rude there. Not actually. They're not actually rude there. Like,
but they're not.
Just like, I'm like, that's shady.
Yeah.
Like, that's shady, Whole Foods. I use my mason jar to get nuts or whatever.
Yeah.
But Harvest House is great, like, just anywhere that has, like, bulk, I would say, if you're going grocery shopping. If you have a reusable bag. So I would say, like, if you want to purchase, top 3 things that I would purchase would be cotton mesh bags for vegetables, bamboo toothbrush, and like if you don't have a reusable coffee cup, like like that, or a water bottle, like a reusable water bottle.
For sure.
So for your friends, if you guys don't like want to buy anything, also like that's totally like the zero waste movement is like about like not buying necessarily everything, but like using what you have. So say you're going to school and you normally eat like the lunch from the cafeteria with like a plastic fork or something, like I would say try to prep your own lunch the whole week. Yeah, the bamboo cutlery is amazing because it's so light. And so bamboo toothbrush, vegetable, reusable bags in general
are fun.
Because you're gonna go grocery shopping probably within that week.
Yeah.
Even if you load like plastic packaged things into it, that's still like a huge
a lot of plastic.
Yeah, like it's still like a huge like thing to like save like the bag, like to not use a plastic bag.
Right.
Like I would, like it's hard to not, like I let my parents buy me groceries, and even though they're like a lot better about it now, like they'll buy stuff like in plastic packages for the most part. Like I really try to only get like glass and stuff.
Do you have one of those little jars where you keep the plastic you can't throw away?
No.
Okay.
I think it would be hard to do that because like some of you're going to be using things that are in your house too already that probably have plastic on them, so it's hard to go completely like zero waste without buying things, especially like in a week. I would say that you can do like a zero waste week without buying anything. Cool if you want to buy stuff too, but the whole
I think that would be fun.
The whole jar thing is hard to do when you don't have all the products already. Like you use your plastic razor, like that's plastic, like.
True.
Yeah. Even though you're reusing it, you're getting rid of it in a month. Like that, is that gonna go in your jar? You know, like it's hard to do that when you don't have like all of the like things to like, and also just you want to use those things like till they are like terrible and like you can't use them anymore, and then replace them. Like you never want to just like throw out like all your plastic stuff that you can still be using and do like reusable stuff.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
Yeah, it's all about like using what you have.
Let's see the stuff.
Okay. plant-based and biodegradable, and I can cut it up and put it in a compost bin once my dad makes it and when I go to my compost bin. And it has a little coral reef on it. This is, you can see these on ads on Instagram like all the time.
Oh.
They're kind of trendy, but it's also like, it's the real deal. It comes in like just a paper bag when it ships to you. So yeah, I really love this. Yeah. So this is just for like storing food. This is for coffee. I have only used that one library coffee cup in the last 6, 7 months, 8 months. I don't even remember the last time I used one, but it definitely has been like almost a year, pretty sure.
Yeah.
So and it looks nasty, but the other stuff I have is more fun. This is my Chemex. But this is like the best part. Look at this. It's completely compostable, cotton filter.
Does that actually work?
Yeah, it doesn't work with my kettle really, but it works.
Okay. That's so cool.
Yeah. Okay, this is arrowroot powder. This is one of the ingredients I use in my deodorant recipe.
I remember.
It's supposed to be like the anti-stink.
Yes.
This is the thing that I was saying that I got from Harvest House in bulk. I had them take the tar weight.
I
Don't know
whatever.
It's spelled Tare. So they weigh it empty first, and then you go and you put your stuff in. And I have had this for like 6 months already, and it was not even full before. So I only use like a couple of tablespoons. Oh, here's a cotton mesh produce bag.
Ah, yes. I want
Oh, that
one.
actually has the tear weight on it. I just saw that. Look how cool. I didn't even notice that before, ever.
Interesting. Look at that.
And we're still kind of like in the food. This is my cutlery thing.
The roll.
This is my
I've seen
cutlery
those at
thing.
work.
And it doesn't have any cutlery in it. It has a straw. It has a boba straw. I have a metal boba straw. The last time I got boba, I actually took a jar and my boba straw, and I got boba in, like, they let me put it at Ice Monster. They let me put it in a jar.
Interesting.
And
Probably kind of like reusable cups.
yeah, I mean, I guess so. They weren't like, it's really like dirty. But here's my boba straw. My metal boba straw and my little, there's normally
I
like
have a lot of friends who
a
have
fork, spoon, and a knife here.
Yeah.
And then like a normal size straw. But my boba straw is just what I decided to put in there today because it's the only thing I could find. And this
There's
is
your
my comb.
Aw.
This to me is just like way better than plastic combs because the bristles aren't like bendy and like
Yeah.
they break off in plastic combs
Yeah,
and brushes and you're
for
like,
sure.
oh, I lost another bristle. So this
it becomes
is
even more unusable.
it's my favorite thing. I got this bag when I ordered like a crystal online
Oh,
from
okay.
Etsy, and I just use it for this marvelous contraption.
What in the world is that?
This is my metal safety razor. So I haven't bought a razor, like a plastic razor, in probably a year and a half.
Wow. That's so awesome.
Yeah, and it's wood, which I love, but also it like looked way better when I first got it because the wood is now like kind of old. And what you do is when the razor gets dull, you have replacement razors that they send you
Okay.
in this little wooden box or this little paper thing. And I only use a new razor every like 4 months, 3 months, 4 months. A whack brush to like clean it out, but
That's so cute.
yeah, it's like, why would I buy this? But like, it helps sometimes. Okay, and then these I just wanted to bring because they're not really like very nice looking. They're kind of like gross looking, I feel like, and that's because I didn't get new tweezers because I already had tweezers.
You don't need to purchase new things if you already got them, right?
Yeah, I already have those. This is a little thing that I bought chapstick in online from Etsy. There's a lot of Etsy shops that do like, so there's like Clean Face Cosmetics, Dirty Hippie Cosmetics is my favorite one, that will sell you clean beauty products and stuff in like metal tins. It's
Yeah.
like amazing. I have intended to make my own chapstick and put it in here, but had not done it yet.
Okay.
So that's what I'll do a lot of the time is I will buy a product and with like a metal or like a jar thing,
yeah.
and then I will make my own
Use it
product
and make
in the
it.
cup or in like this.
Yeah.
This is such a cute little jar, and this was an amazing deodorant, but I make my own now. This is my own deodorant in here. This is what I am wearing right now.
Hey.
It smells really like potent. Oh, and
After
my
all
dental
this work.
floss. my dental floss, this little dental floss in here is compostable, so I've been saving all my dental floss that I've used because I'm nasty until I have a compost bin, and it's in a glass jar.
Yeah.
Just this little spool, like you can buy refills from like Package Free. And then here's a biodegradable hair tie. Hair ties actually have a lot of like synthetic plastics in them, and they
This
fall
is like
out.
one thing you would never think to.
Yeah. So these you can, when you're done with them, like this one's probably gonna be done in a while. I'm gonna use it as long as I can, but it started to kind of like
break a little bit. Yeah.
Like fake like zero waste or anything.
Yes.
Like I use plastic cups secretly. Just kidding. Okay, and then here's one of my pencils. This probably wasn't necessary. I have been for school. I have just been using. I'm a environmental science major at DVC, trying to transfer, and I use this pencil, and like I have like probably like more of these that all came in like a pack of like 8. I think it was 8, and they each say like what plant they are.
Wow, that's so cool.
Seeds in here, so when this gets to be like a nub, you plant it. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know. I was like, that's too cute.
Yeah,
like,
I gotta buy it.
And it's like much better than like the yellow paint, like number 2 pencils. You know, like yeah. And then just things like in your house. I've been doing that. I've been just trying. I didn't even buy notebooks this year. I just have been trying to use all the old like lined paper and stuff that I just had in my house. When you buy those like plastic like reams of like lined paper or notebooks like from like just when you're like in school and stuff. Like I've just been trying to use that all up. But I'm really unorganized. I mean, because I don't have a notebook to put everything in like for each class. Yeah. They sell notebooks that are like completely compostable though. Like so. I mean, you want to keep your notebook afterwards though, but they still have like plastic in them and stuff. Like I try to get the paper ones, even if I'm going to Staples with the like metal rings.
Yeah,
But yeah. Sure. Oh, and here, this is my last little thing. So I only use shampoo bars.
Okay.
And like bar soap from. I normally get it from Package Free Shop. I just recently had to re-buy my shampoo bar, and I have a body bar that I like. Some people will just buy one for everything, but this is a little like container.
That's
and
so cute.
I'm out of my actual like shampoo bar. I just ordered it like yesterday. And my body bar and a shave soap bar. I actually have a shave soap bar that goes with this. That's like, it's like avocado and shea. So that's like in place of shaving cream. And so I brought this tea tree. This inside of this thing looks bad, but it's just soap. I promise.
Yeah.
It's just old soap. This is a tea tree facial bar that I tried to use, but actually broke me out a lot. So I just have had it because I'm like, maybe I'll use it for traveling or something one day, and it just fits nicely in my little travel thing. So I just thought I would bring that. This is a little like container. When I travel, I will chop up my soap bars and stick them in here.
That's so smart.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
so you don't have to bring the whole thing.
The overhead, all the stuff.
Dun, dun, dun,
wow.
dun, dun, dun.
That's great. So much stuff you don't even really
Some
realize,
of it looks
right?
nasty. But yeah, this is like pretty much like I'll use my like deodorant every day. I use my toothbrush every day. I used to use this every day. I don't as much anymore because regular silverware doesn't fit in here.
Oh, interesting.
Only my bamboo silverware fits in there, so that's another thing to take into account. Like, do I want to like only have the bamboo silverware or whatever, you know? I use this every day if I can. I use this like every day.
Well, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I think it's cool that you a couple things like this. A lot of people have metal straws, and even like Tupperwares like that. A lot of people have, so it's not an unattainable.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not like you need to go out and buy like $300 worth of stuff.
Bamboo.
Yeah, like you can make do with what you have. I think I was just like a little bit nuts when I first started the whole thing, and I was just like, yes, I could get to buy more plastic-free stuff when I get my paycheck.
All right, my last question for you is off the top of your head. What are some of the most like best local like resources to get some of this stuff or to start this process?
Ooh, I would say Harvest House is a really good place. But Harvest House for the most part is really great because they have stuff in bulk, and they have like fair trade like coffee in bulk, so you can go and take like a giant jar and like go just grind like your fair trade organic like coffee into it, which I haven't even done. Like,
but you can.
Yeah, but you can do that. And Package Free Shop.
Shop.
Package Free Shop, Wild Minimalist, and they're so Wild Minimalist is actually based out of California. I think it's NorCal. It's a grass. It might be Grass Valley. No, actually, the Fat and the Moon. I love that name.
Okay.
This is from Grass Valley, California. Like all natural, like small batch, like just better beauty products, and like they sell just like everything balms, like bug spray that's all natural, like no chemicals or anything, and it comes in like for the most part pretty like sustainable jars, and like you can reuse them.
Yeah.
Like I'm totally like reusing this deodorant one. And then Wild Minimalist is like where you can get like things like this. That's where I got this. I think I got both these actually from Wild Minimalist.
Okay.
And Package Free Shop is based out of New York. That's Trash is for Tossers. She's the one who had the whole like plastic in the jar thing.
Yeah.
She's pretty cool. I've heard of like I've read some things about zero wasters who are like I hate Lauren Singer, like she's so, because she just has said things about like everyone needing to like everyone having the ability to like make a change, and like some people are like that's not true, like people who like are just like trying to like get their next meal like don't care, like, and that's very true. Like they shouldn't have to care. We should help make it like a like
a better thing.
Yeah, like we should give them the ability to like have access to these things is her whole goal. So I like her. Sweater. I have to talk about this sweater and this dress.
Okay.
Okay, so this sweater is like, it smells like a sheep still. They just took this wool straight off a sheep. There was still straw woven into this when I got it. It was awesome. And these buttons are made out of horns.
Okay.
So this whole thing, if it ever like, I don't know, like significantly got like destroyed, which hopefully it won't, because it's so well made, it should last me for my whole life pretty much.
Right.
Like that's their whole point, is they make such a good quality things that like
it should last a long time.
Yeah. So but if something were to happen to it, I could chop it up and put it in my rotating compost bin, which doesn't exist yet, but it's going to. And then this is from Spain, from like a little Spanish.
Oh my gosh.
This is from Spain, from a little like Spanish wool farmer. I seriously, because of this sweater and reading about it and stuff, I want to be a wool farmer. I want to be like a sustainable sheep farmer who just shears their sheep and like makes like wool sweaters and like just makes wool, and like these, my favorite is like the buttons are horns. These are like literally horns. I can put them in a compost bin.
Yeah.
Every button is like plastic.
That's awesome. Well, Rain, thank you so much.
That's so much information.
I know, it was great. I learned a lot. I'm excited to keep going.